Hey, this is your boy Brian, and I just won 2 tickets to the game listening to Open Mic with my frat brother, Dr. Mike Prince. Don't forget, tune in, like, and subscribe to Open Mic on YouTube. Go Panthers! Blue! Bye!
And welcome back to the Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union Hotline. I have my comrade, my head-to-head opponent on the other line. That is none other than Coach Van Pettaway. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm fine, Dr. Prince. Everything's going well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're feeling that heat on your neck right about now. We're making a little ground with you this past week, man, and look out now. Here we come.
Well, yeah, that's true. You're taking baby steps. You got to crawl before you walk. So you're still in that crawling stage. But I had a couple teams that let me down this past weekend. But we can bounce back from that. I didn't think I'd go undefeated then every week. So having a couple of losses is not gonna hurt the situation.
It's not gonna. I like that attitude, sir. You keep thinking like that, and before you know it, it's gonna be like the rabbit and the tortoise.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pass you up. You're like, what happened? But like you said, some great games. But I would have to say, an epic game and possibly the letdown game of the week had to be Alcorn Pine Bluff. What a game, though, Coach.
Right. Alcorn showed that medal. They showed that hey, we are the defending champs from the regular season. So we still got a little bit in our tank. So for those people who thought that Alcorn was on a decline, they showed a lot of character by staying in that game and then finding a way to win it.
Well, not only finding a way to win it, but finding a way to win throughout the obvious adverse conditions that they're dealing with in Norman. Being professional about it, because we're all human, right? And we get frustrated from time to time. But the way he's able to keep that team together in the midst of the storm, that's just, to me, Coach, a sign of some great leadership.
That you're absolutely correct. Coach McNair is doing an outstanding job down on the reservation in spite of. Yep, he's doing an outstanding job.
Yes, sir. So with all that being said and done, you got me by a game, and I know you're saying you keep the lead, and I want you to keep on walking and being, as they say, halfway, bringing it up to court. We're going to put that full court press on you, and it's going to be a tricky week this week, but I know you feel that heat coming, Coach. I know you feel that heat coming.
I do. I know you're creeping up, so I gotta have me a big bounce back week this time.
Yes, sir. Well, we're going to give you a chance to get that bounce back week. Of course, we'll open up with the MEAC. And with that being said, let me make sure we got the right conference lined up here. See, look at me, Coach. I'm so excited and fired up. I didn't put us in a whole different conference. I know you don't want to have nothing to do with that conference.
Right. We all right, Saturday, October 2nd in the MEAC. Yeah, they'll be firing it up this week.
Yes, sir. So when they get fired up, we get fired up, and before you know it, we might have. They don't do these bonfires anymore, do they, Coach? Because of the way things happen. I know the tragic that happened at Texas A&M many moons back, but I kind of miss the old bonfire days.
Oh yeah. That was a way to bring the student body together. I was a part. I was always on the homecoming committee at Alabama A&M, and we planned several. It was good for me to reach out to our fire chief to make sure that we were doing everything right in the city of Huntsville. So bonfires are pretty good, but they can be dangerous.
Yes, sir. And with that, we have St. Francis is going to be on the board again this week, and they will be taking on the Morgan State Bears. And who do you pick in that game, sir?
Well, I'm gonna give St. Francis another chance. I'm gonna go with St. Francis, even though that game is being played in Baltimore. I'm gonna go with St. Francis.
You sure about that, Coach?
Oh yeah.
You know. Okay, you must know somebody at St. Francis or something. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I believe that Morgan is going to take advantage of home field advantage. and they will win that one. And I guess okay, we're gonna let you ride with St. Francis, Coach. Next we would have Sacred Heart and Howard.
Right, two teams that are still clawing to try to get that first win, and I'm gonna go with Sacred Heart again, taking the visiting team.
Wow. Well, you.
This is how I make my separation.
I'm checking you out. I'm checking you out, Coach. Howard, I want to put a little confidence in them, but they've been a letdown.
Yep.
And Sacred Heart, I might ride with you on this one here. They might have enough juice in the tank to pull off the road win on that one. So we'll walk in agreement on that one. We'll walk in agreement on that one. Okay, next it will take us to Bethune-Cookman and South Carolina State.
All righty. Now with this one, Bethune is a team that scares me a lot. But with South Carolina State playing at home, and then they're supposed to be the team that the other coaches picked to win the MEAC, I'm going to have to go with the home team on this one. I'm going South Carolina State.
Yes, sir. Now, Bethune-Cookman has been my dark horse, and they've been like a pony of late for my picks. But I think that South Carolina, being at home, Coach Pugh is going to have those guys ready to go and be fired up. I believe Coach Pugh and the Bulldogs should have enough gas in the tank to weather that particular storm. And speaking of the storm, the Norfolk State Spartans, they will be taking on a very noteworthy opponent in the likes of, what is they're playing?
Hampton.
Hampton.
Right.
Yeah, they're going to play in the Hampton Pirates.
Correct. And I think that because of the fact that Hampton is playing at home, I hate to go against Coach Odom, but I got to go with the home team on this one, Hampton.
I think that Coach Odom, I am a Coach Odom guy. I like Coach Odom. I like what he did at Southern, and I like what he's going to do at Norfolk. And I think this will be one of those signature statement games on the road. I believe they will pull off the road win. I believe they'll pull it off. It's going to be an ugly scoring game, but he'll find a way to pull it out in the long run. So that's going to be my final answer. Norfolk State, sir.
Okay.
And I'm living with it. I'm living with it. Then we're going to have North Carolina Central taking on who are they taking on? Mississippi Valley State.
Yep.
Delta Devils. MEAC SWAC deal. Mississippi Valley will be at home.
Right, and I'm going to go with the visiting team. I'm going to go with North Carolina Central.
North Carolina Central.
Yep.
Man, my heart wants to pick Valley. My heart wants to pick Valley. Coach. Decisions. They played well against Southern on Sunday. They scored 25 points.
Yes, they did.
I believe Southern has a little bit more juice than North Carolina Central. I really do.
Well, from you saying that means that you got your faith in Valley that they're gonna win at home.
You don't have to coerce me, Coach. I'm leaning that way. I know you're trying to get keep your distance going, and I might fall victim to my heart leading me on this one this week. But I'm gonna ride with the Delta Devils, man. I think Valley's going to get their first win of the season, and it's going to be an epic performance. And I'm projecting right now that the defense is going to be the turnaround point for that game. I'm picking Valley by 3, sir. Valley by 3.
Okay, well that's good. I was about to say earlier, after North Carolina Central beat Alcorn, I don't see how I could go against them, against Valley. So that's why I picked North Carolina Central.
I understand. I got you. And, and we understand that Alcorn was fresh out of the gate, a little rusty, and I believe if Alcorn would have played them now, it would be a totally different story. But that's water under the bridge.
Yep.
Yes, sir. That's water under the bridge. Now let us move on to our beloved Southwestern Athletic Conference.
You still got one more. You got Delaware State at Wagner.
Yeah, Delaware State at Wagner. Well, I think we know the answer to that one, but I'll let you get your choice, sir.
I'm going Wagner.
Yes, sir. That'll be no disrespect to Delaware State, but Wagner is going to probably have a nice day that day.
Okay, I agree.
That's just. Now let us move to the Southwestern Athletic Conference. We have Thursday night game. I'm not big on Thursday night games, Coach. And my Panthers coming off a short week, a big win over Grambling. Who are you picking in this game, sir?
Well, I think your Panthers have some momentum after beating that, winning the Dallas Classic. So I'm going to go with Prairie View on this one.
Okay. I'm picking Prairie View as well, but I'm a little concerned, Coach, and here's why I'm concerned. It's uncharacteristic for a team to play consecutive Thursday night games. And although Pine Bluff is going to be on the road, I feel like it's going to be a slight advantage because of preparation time.
Right. They have more days off.
Yeah, they have more days off to be able to rest any aches and bruises. And I just think it's going to be a closer game than I want it to be. But like you say, the momentum is on the side of my beloved Panthers, and I think they'll find a way to pull this one out. I think it's going to be a 4-point margin of victory for the Panthers on Thursday night, sir. Okay.
In agreement on TV.
Yes, sir. Then we'll have another, I'm thinking, a pretty good game in the fact of your beloved Bulldogs and the Grambling State Tigers.
Right, and I cannot pick against the Bulldogs. Grambling State is still looking for their first win, and I just don't think they're going to get it Saturday.
No, I don't think so as well. I think it's going to be a much better game. There was an announcement of a quarterback change for Grambling State, and we'll see how they'll work out the kinks and the wrinkles with that in their first debut of Noah at the quarterback position for the Grambling State Tigers. But I think the Bulldogs got the momentum on their side. They got the talent on their side. And who can go against Coach Boehner, right?
There you go.
Then we'll have Texas Southern Tigers taking on North America.
Well, I tried to look up North America. I was not successful. So, therefore, I'm going to go with Texas Southern. North America did not come up on the radar, so I've got to go with Texas Southern.
Yes, sir. So we're going to be in agreement with that. And let us say this here, Coach. If North America beats Texas Southern, just as I stated for my beloved Panthers, they had lost the Houston Baptist, Coach McKinney and crew will definitely have to go in the witness protection program. There is absolutely no way that Texas Southern should lose this game, and Coach McKinney will get his first win on the field, although he is credited for a win against Alcorn in the forfeit, but he'll get his first win on the field this coming Saturday. Now it's going to lead us down the road to Alabama. Oh, we got Alabama A&M and Grambling in already. Next we have, who we got next, Coach?
Alabama State at Florida A&M.
Alabama State at Florida A&M. I'm interested to hear your pick on this one.
Well, I'm going to go with the home team. I think Florida A&M will have more fight in them. Alabama State is coming off a win over Bethune-Cookman. But I think Florida A&M playing at home, I think it'll be a close one, but I got to go with the Rattlers.
Yeah, I'm thinking Coach Simmons, he had a time to get himself together and the Rattler Nation is going to be fired up and raring to go. I can see possibly a double-digit margin of victory for the Rattlers on this one. So I'll go with the Rattlers with you in that case as well, sir. So I think we got all our MEAC and SWAC schools covered for this week. Who's going to be our SEC? And let me say before you get that pick, how about them Razorbacks?
Wow. They fooled me. I didn't think they were for real, but I guess this Saturday we will find out. The real Razorbacks will have to stand up this Saturday, and that's going to be our game of the week. Arkansas and Georgia. So we will find out if the Razorbacks are who they say they are.
Okay. Well, who's your pick, sir?
I'm going with Georgia.
Yeah, it's hard to go against Georgia right now with that defense. and you know, that's almost like fool's gold right now, sir. But now, Arkansas, my goodness, what they done to Texas A&M and Texas remind you back of those Southwestern Conference days when they were ruling that conference before they left for the SEC. And they just reminded both of them, hey, you all are in my backyard, and this is how it's going to be. And what's interesting, Arkansas have been considered one of those mid-tier programs in the SEC.
Correct.
And man, they have done a complete turnaround with that program. And speaking of turnarounds and programs, what, if anything, should the SEC do about Vanderbilt, Coach?
They should move them on. They should join the MEAC.
But in the event, and I'm not recalling, I can think of one program that was asked to leave, and they were asked to leave because they were too dominant. It was a Division III program called University of St. Thomas, the Tommies, up north, or northeast area. They were asked to leave the conference because they were winning too much. I've never heard of such thing. Do you think the SEC is to the point to where they are going to have to show them the way out? Speaking of Vanderbilt in this case, look, they're getting a huge TV contract, and they're not performing at all when it comes to football.
Right. Vanderbilt is the only team in the SEC that whose funds don't come through the athletic department. You know that they're based on student activities, and so that's why the emphasis is a little bit different at Vanderbilt. I think the SEC will keep them around because of their academics. You know, they're one of the top universities in the nation when it comes to academics, and that's just a good look for the overall picture of the SEC. So I think they'll keep them. If Vanderbilt leaves the SEC, I think that the decision will be made by Vanderbilt and not the SEC.
Well, my question would be, where would they go? What conference would they even fit?
Well, right now, they would have to jump over to Big 12 is looking for people, so Big 12 would be a league. But a school like Vanderbilt, they need to go all the way up to the Ivy League.
Okay. And so when you look at it now, we understand that it is about the academia piece. We're not going to argue that at all. But at some point, if you're a student athlete, you hate getting your head beat in like a baby seal every week, man. And this thing is getting ugly. I think it's 14 or 15 consecutive SEC losses.
Right. Well, that's just football. But when you flip that thing over now, they got one of the most dominant baseball teams in the nation.
Oh, no doubt. Yep. And then I'm wondering, is that the piece that keeps them, I guess, holding on to the conference?
Right. But when you look at the educational piece and the mere fact that there is no athletic budget, Vanderbilt is going to hold with what they're doing because that TV contract alone in the SEC, it helps them. It takes care of everything. So they won't make that move. The SEC is going to have to, if they want them out, SEC is going to have to put them out. Because they would be crazy to move.
Well, I know they wouldn't want to move at all, but could you see the SEC getting together and saying, you know what, the time has come, you guys are pulling us down? Because now, and here's why I say that in contrast. We've been hearing the talk, well, the SWAC needs to drop Valley. They need to drop Valley. And I don't think you should drop Valley. But, that's been the whispers. Isn't Vanderbilt in somewhat of the same case?
Yeah, it is. It is. That's the way people view. They view Vanderbilt as the Valley of the SEC, right? But I don't think they're gonna pull. They will not pull that trigger, because then it will look like it does two things. Number one, it will make the conference alignments uneven. You don't have a balance of teams, East and West. And number two, they will really be getting the black eye, because then they are just a professional conference. If they do, that's the way they will be perceived. So that's why I don't think they'll do it. Yeah.
Well, I don't think there would be a problem of filling that void if they were to remove Vanderbilt. I can think of 10 teams right off the top and say, hey, we'll take that place, and we'll even bring a little bit better competition in the lights. Look, just this is wishful thinking, right? I can see if Notre Dame had the opportunity to be a part of the SEC, they would jump over there.
No way. They would. I don't see Notre Dame with their reputation, or their so-called reputation. I don't see them jumping into a league like the SEC, for the mere fact that they've had open invitations to the Big Ten, Conference, ACC, and they haven't jumped at that. They're not going to jump in. They're not going to jump in that fire. Notre Dame doesn't want that fire from the SEC.
They don't want none of that smoke.
No, they don't want that smoke every Saturday now. It's okay to have that smoke one or two Saturdays out of a year, but every Saturday, no, that's not them. They're not looking for that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't think they would even consider that. They would be crazy to consider that, because they have stood independently so long, and they had the richest network contract. So why would they? They get all the money. They don't have to share it with anybody.
Don't have to share with anyone. And
right.
As Don King would say, only in America, baby, that you can go to the network yourself and say, this is what we want, and this is how we're going to get it done. But that's the way of the land in these, they say, this new millennial way of business in the world of athletics. And it's always something new, a different wrinkle here and there. And I'm really and truly focusing now, Coach, on how we can get a better deal for the Southwestern Athletic Conference. I'd love to include the MEAC, but the Southwestern Athletic Conference, I think, is in a position where they need to come back to the table. And if not, let's take a walk on the dark side and see what we can find.
Right. I think so, too. I think it's time for us to look at the total package, the total picture, and see if we can come up with a better deal. That's just like this game coming up on this weekend with Alabama A&M and Grambling. At first that was a ESPN 3 game. Now it's a ESPN Plus game. We're plussing the league that needs the money the most. The pluses should come on some of those FBS schools and the other schools that have bigger budgets. Don't penny pinch the SWAC and their fans just because they want to see their teams play. I think all of that needs to be revisited.
Well, I got news for you, Coach. It's the wave of the future. They're slowly but surely eroding the ESPN3 platform and pushing everything to the ESPN Plus. And that's where it's going to bring up another challenge, and I might as well go there now. We've been having some inconsistencies with some of our conference schools as far as statting information for live games and post-game stats. And we're definitely going to have to tighten that up in order to keep the information flowing, because people like myself, and I'm pretty sure others, will be relying on stat tracking and radio broadcasts to keep up with their teams versus them to continue throw money into the black hole, a.k.a. ESPN. So we'll see how this thing pans out in the very near future.
Oh, yes.
There's always something going on. Just like I know, Coach, that stop fanning your back, sir. That's just that heat from me coming to pass you up and say, I'll see you when I see you. So, as they say, strap it down, Coach, because it's time to lock it in. Always a joy and a pleasure to get with you, Coach. Any thoughts and comments before we shut it down, sir?
No, it's been a pleasure. I really look forward to this. I'm enjoying it, and you continue to do the work that you're doing because it's much needed. We had an outstanding weekend in Mobile with the family, and to watch our beloved Alabama A&M, and I just look forward to the rest of the season.
Yes, sir. And I'm kind of sad that we're not playing each other in the regular season. The only time we get a chance to meet will hopefully be at that championship round. Because if we were today, Coach, those are the two top teams in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Your beloved Bulldogs on the east and my beloved Panthers on the west. But we know who the top seed really is, right, Coach?
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I mean, you already know that. In your heart, you wanted to be your Panthers, but that Bulldog, man, they look very strong and they're snapping. And if that Bulldog catches a Panther by the tail, it's gonna be tough.
Need I remind you of the year of our Lord and Savior 2009, sir, in Birmingham, Alabama, where the Bulldogs fell victim to my beloved Panthers on a very cold and frigid day.
Cold, very cold.
But it wasn't too cold for the hot heat of that Panther strike, baby.
That is true. So you one up on me there. Yes, you are, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so, as they say, I'm going to hold on to that until I can't hold on no more. Coach, I thank you so much, sir, for being it's not even a guest anymore. You're part of the family, and we appreciate you here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. He is Coach Van Pettaway, the guru, the beat-em-up man, but we're coming back with a vengeance. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Thank you for joining us on the Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union Hotline. 13 different locations to better serve you. Check them out today and let them know that the Open Mic Broadcast Network sent you. And until the next time, you guys be blessed. We'll see you on the other side.
The Open Mic Broadcast Network would like to take this time to recognize its sponsors and underwriters: Attorney Lee Van Richardson, Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union, Prairie View Athletic Club, Temple of Refuge Ministries, Reflections Paint and Body Shop, Helping Hands Lawn Service, the Hotline Press newspaper of Hempstead, Texas, Diva Skin Conditioner, Purple Drip, Daiquiri, and Grill. For more information on how you can become an underwriter or a sponsor here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, our number to call is 832-213-8824. Serving the community through faith and athletics. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, Prairie View, Texas.